Yo then guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today we are going to be doing a reaction video to the Jake Paul versus Anesongib press conference. Now really quickly, this is a compiled version of the hour and 20-minute something of the actual press conference. The press conference is a very, very long one, and I realised that I cannot sit here for an hour and 20 if I want to get this video out tonight. So, we're just watching the compressed version. So here we are, full press conference, Jake Paul versus Anesongib. It is by DAZN. It was uploaded yesterday, 917,000 views. Fair play. So we're just going to jump straight into this, no messing around. If you're brand new around here and you like the video, then please smash the like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and yeah, let's just jump straight into this. Here we go.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. So we've got like the owner of...
Welcome everybody. And
I don't know. Is that DAZN or Sky Sports? I can't remember his name.
Welcome everybody to Miami. Big week.
Here we go.
Big week. Super Bowl week and a huge fight card here on Thursday night, live and exclusively on DAZN.
Cool.
Two press conferences for you today. Firstly, the madness of these guys, and then we flip to a World Championship triple header, which is absolutely breathtaking. I think it's one of the strongest cards, I was going to say of 2020, it definitely is, but even of last year as well. I'm looking to kickstart a big, big year on DAZN.
Cool.
And we look forward to doing so with an exciting card on Thursday night. This world that we're living in now, of YouTubers, sports stars, reality stars wanting to take part in big fights, is an interesting one. Last November, we saw a staggering event at the Staples Center, KSI against Logan.
I would just say that outdid on pay to view the Anthony Joshua versus what's his fucking name? Andy Ruiz. It outdid it.
One of the biggest subscription drivers for DAZN, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year on UK, on Sky Sports as well. And it's remarkable to see the level of interest and the eyeballs that come in and the new blood that's coming into the sport from fans watching these guys, their heroes, take part in the ring.
Okay.
For me, as
not gonna lie, the
hardcore
quality's not too
boxing
great.
fan, I think the most important
it's
thing
only 720p.
is the respect that these guys give the sport. And you'll see a couple of great trainers up here. Firstly, in Vidal, who obviously got the big win with KSI, and also an absolute legend in Shane Mosley as well. These guys have put the work in. They've been up in Big Bear with Jake and Anderson in Vegas as well, putting the hard work in to try and win this fight. As long as they continue to respect the code of boxing, we're happy to welcome this new blood, this new age of fan into the sport.
Cool.
And we've seen that our subscriber numbers, the viewership numbers, who enjoyed the KSI Logan Paul fight, also enjoyed Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz too.
Yeah,
who
that was
also
me.
enjoyed Jacobs against Chavez and other great content that DAZN have been putting out. So this is something that myself and Joe Markowski have taken a little bit of criticism for, but we're not short-sighted. We know there is a method behind this madness. We know that it's working, but at the same time, we know that we must respect the code of this great sport. And here you have two guys who have put the work in. I have no idea what's going to happen in this fight. In the KSI Logan Paul fight, I said many, many times, I think there's a few gifs floating around as well and memes, 10-ounce gloves, someone's getting knocked out. And it was 10-ounce gloves, no headgear, someone didn't get knocked out.
Got knocked out.
Jake tells me this time that's not the case. And you said to me just then, I see in your eyes, you know I'm going to win. But I've got to say, there's something about you, young man. There's something about you. And I'm not sure yet, but I think you're a tough man. I think you're going to be tough to beat.
I like this.
One thing I will say is, all the pressure is on you.
Fact.
All right?
Yeah.
Pressure creates diamonds.
Okay.
We give it up for Eddie Hearn, by the way. Great guy.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. But we're going to hear from you guys shortly. Firstly, over to our partner. I'm going to tell him that he's responsible for this new YouTube invasion into boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Markowski from DAZN.
Come on.
Thanks, Eddie. It's great to be here in Miami during such a big...
A little bit quieter this time. There's no 9-year-old screaming over him.
...sporting week. I've been here all day and it's clear that the city's packed with athletes, celebrities, media and brands, and to be fair, so is this room if we're going to count Eddie Hearn as a celebrity. And appropriately, our card is no different. In addition to the championship triple header that Eddie's already mentioned, Thursday's co-main event, we'll see Jake Paul looking to avenge.
It's a co-main event.
Logan's loss to KSI.
Mental.
Against this man to my left. Gibb potentially on the way to a fight himself with KSI in the future. In terms of the interest this fight
Vidal did a
is
tiny
for us,
head
our
shake.
pre-fight show 40 Days has already been viewed more than 4 million times on YouTube.
That was good. That was really good.
Fan bases that these two individuals command. They're businessmen, they're content creators.
I still think that after this, boxing for YouTubers needs to go away. There needs to be less beef in the YouTube community, and we all need to come together and do something great.
I think that's the case. Thursday night in Miami, they will be professional fighters. The only place you can watch it is on DAZN. Just download the app,
and Sky Sports,
and enjoy. I want to thank the fighters and their coaches and their teams for making the most of this opportunity.
You just say the only place.
Put you through in terms of media obligations, so we appreciate that. Thank you for the buzz you guys are generating on social. It's a noisy week. We're right at the heart of it, and we look forward to seeing everyone on Thursday night. Thanks very much.
He said the only way you're going to watch it is on DAZN. Well, that's not true. Because if you live in the UK, that means you can't watch it, which isn't the case.
Thanks, Joe. We'll go to their teams now. I'm going to speak to you guys from your seats as well, so if you could pass your mics to your respective trainers. Vidal, firstly, I'll start with you. I think one of the great images of 2019 was you dropping to your knees when KSI got the victory at the Staples Centre.
Very emotional.
Big moment for you guys. We know you're a pro fighter, and that's where your future lies, but that was a big moment for the team to get that victory.
100%. You know, we're looking to repeat the same thing in a couple of days. It was a huge win, groundbreaking event. You know, we broke through a lot of doors with it.
Tell you what would be interesting.
Great to come out on the winning side.
Right.
So, looking to repeat the same in 2 days. We've never lost, and I intend to keep that going. Cool.
I'd love to see an expert in body language, like how you're moving, because, and I'm not saying this to be biased, I'm just saying, like, Jake Paul does seem to, he was like biting his nails a little bit, like, you know, messing with his nails, like fidgeting around, like, you know, to his shirt, back to his shirt, so I don't know, it would be really interesting, because at the same time, Gibbs just sat here like this, like, head just normal height, but just not really doing much. So that could also be seen as like he's a little bit anxious, so he's just trying not to do too much. Like,
Tell us about your charge in Anesongib. I've seen a little bit of footage. I would say unorthodox is a word that I might use. But I've seen the improvements that he made from his first fight. And I have to say, I turned on to that fight a couple of weeks ago, your first ever fight, and I was thinking, my God, this might be a little bit tricky. The second fight, the improvements you made, and watching you in your camp as well, improving as a fighter.
Definitely. You know, the thing with Gibb is, as I said before in other interviews, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's the best boxer in the world, because he isn't, but neither was Marcus Maidana, you know, and he beat boxers way superior than him. And I feel like I can compare Gibb to him because he has that rough element, and he provides something that I don't think people from his community should have. You know, he has more toughness than the average YouTube guy, and I feel like that's enough for him to be Jake.
I like that.
Combined with pressure, combinations, the chin. You know, I've hit him hard myself on purpose just to test him, and he's taking those shots. And I don't feel like, you know, Jake's going to be able to do much with him.
I think that most people going into the first fight would have said that Logan was perhaps technically more skilled than KSI. And again, the same here with Jake. But you just feel, and a lot in the first fight was about KSI's, you know, robustness, his toughness, his will to win. Is that what it's going to come down to here as well?
That's the thing, you know. The way Gibb fight, the way KSI fought Logan.
Can I just say, I fucking love listening to Vidal, because he's like, not that Shane Mosley doesn't, but this guy, like, it's just the way he talks. Like, he just knows what to say in these situations. Like, he's so comfortable in these situations.
Gibb fights like that, but more refined, because that's his style.
Whereas Shannon didn't
show any of that in training. He just said,
he said, because Logan had legs, he'd be able to win.
He got the victory. Gibb fights like that, and he's used to fighting like that. And that's why it's very dangerous for his opponent, Jake.
Thank you, Vidal.
Love that.
Did you ever think that you would be in the corner of something like this, of a moment like this, these new age of fans? I've seen you up in Big Bear.
Yeah,
this young man looks like he's put the work in.
He's definitely put the work in. And, you know, Jake is not only he didn't just come to me just randomly, like, oh, Shane, when you trained me, it was more, we're more friends than anything. So I've been knowing him for a couple of years now, and
fair play.
And I wanted to train him and show him all the ropes of boxing, and he showed me that he could put in the work. He showed me that he really loved the sport of boxing.
Love it.
And that he was taking it very seriously. And I'm very happy by the progress that Jake has done in Big Bear, and just the people he's worked with. They're impressed by him. Everybody's impressed by Jake and how he's taken to the boxing world.
Where do you lie on this whole scene? I mean, obviously you are one of the greatest fighters of all time. You have so much history in the sport. There is a lot of mixed feelings about these new age of celebrities, if you like, coming into the sport. They're bringing massive eyeballs to the sport of boxing. We saw that with the KSI Logan Paul fight.
Ridiculous.
But obviously, you see it from the inside. You see that these guys are putting the work in and do have the desire.
They definitely have the desire, and it's just like anybody that just comes off the street and wants to fight. And I'm not going to train you if you're not putting 100% in, mentally, physically, all the way around. I'm very impressed by Jake, by his...
Can I just say, I fucking love this press conference because there's no running around with masks on. Because even like the KSI Logan Paul press conference for the professional fight was fucking cringe at times. This is an actual press conference when you're sat in your seats. There's no getting up, pulling out fucking silly masks. You're not... I don't know. This makes so much more sense, and I really like this.
Of his athletic ability, by his mentality, how he approaches the fight. It's like he's working harder than a lot of professional fighters that I know that come up there and work with them. He's actually outworking them. So he's definitely put the work in. He looks very good. He's strong, he's fast. I mean, he's ready to go.
I guess a lot of this is down to how both fighters deal with the occasion on the night. Two guys that aren't experienced, like most world champions going through the ropes, and ultimately all the work that goes in is going to come down to Thursday night. People talk about Gibb has to...
He just looks focused. Gibb just looks so focused.
Do you see that toughness from him in sparring? Do you think that he's got the cojones to mix it in there?
The cojones.
I mean, he's been there with tough guys. I put him to the test. I didn't make it easy for Jake. He has a different mentality, and he doesn't quit. It doesn't matter how hard he's been hit. He's been hit by some of the hardest fighters in the sport at 154, and he didn't quit up in Big Bear. So he's strong. He's ready to go. And what I just said about the whole YouTube thing, boxing thing, it's entertainment. Boxing is entertainment.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
This is a
incredibly
form of entertainment. And he's bringing a lot of new fans and followers to the sport of boxing, both guys. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the sport because now it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah.
Anisong.
Here we go.
Crazy mofo.
Hello, lad.
That's why I fucking love him. He's fucking Eddie Hearn, okay? He has, deals with DAZN and Sky Sports Boxing. And Eddie comes to the mic and goes, "Hello, Gibb, you madman." He's like, "Hello, lad." It's like he's known him for years. He's like, "Hello, lad."
You ready? You ready for this? This is a big moment for your career, your life, whatever it is. I remember we was at the KSI Logan
I'm so
Paul
pumped.
press conference in London.
Yeah.
People were throwing all sorts at the stage, and then all of a sudden I see this little man try and jump up on the stage.
Keyword little.
And I was like, "Who's that?" He said, "It's Gibbs." So I thought I'm going to go and get him up there. You two came face to face, and now it's on.
It's on.
Miami, Thursday night.
That's
the world's
it.
watching. You're going to get in there and fight this man. You ready?
The training camp's done. I've been tested, pushed to my limits, but I'm ready to go to war Thursday.
And
Love
obviously
that.
this experience for you.
There's no nervousness in his voice now. There's no nervousness. He's not gonna, he's not gonna be looking at the ground. He's not gonna be doing a pathetic little push. Like, the guy is ready for war.
We know you're 2-0.
Love that.
As a fight, this is your first pro fight.
Yes, sir.
How do you see this fight going? Are you aware of people saying that
Imagine he just goes,
technically better
Jake
than
Paul,
you?
first round knockout.
Aim to go
He knocks
for
me
the
out.
technical approach, but when you see me fight, I'm on the rough house shit. It's going to be aggressive, relentless, and I think he knows what's coming.
I think what we saw with Logan Paul and KSI was just that two guys going into an arena who were out of their comfort zone. And once the bell went, everything kind of went out the window, and it was just about who wants it more, who's tougher, who's prepared to hang in there the most.
Yeah.
Do you need to take him?
Honestly, this man
Thursday
is not
night?
right in the head.
Take him to a bad place. Do you think he has quit in him?
I think he's tried to select his opponents before, and this wasn't his ideal scenario for an occasion. I think he's been dreaming for bigger fights and even picking smaller opponents. So when he comes to fight me, it's definitely going to...
Cameras run out. Okay, so that is a very fair point. Like, he's tried to pick the bigger fights, like, oh, KSI, you know, I want a bigger fight than KSI. And he's tried to pick smaller fights, like against FouseyTube. And now he's having to go against Gib, who he really didn't want to go against.
Be a rough night.
When we talk about the build-up to this fight, a lot of the build-up and the sort of point scoring is not about someone who's trained harder or who might be in better shape. It's more about the views and the numbers. And you've been very critical of Jake in that respect, saying that he's done, he's finished. For you, what does this moment mean for you as a YouTuber? Because Jake is a big name. He does have a huge following, but you've kind of come on the blind side here and could become a little bit of a sensation overnight.
Of course, getting this was like, I finessed my way into it. I got it without his choice or
he did,
But when it comes to... Wait, repeat the question again, sorry, I forgot.
Basically, do you think that he's finished?
There's the risk to reward.
Tell me about Jake Paul.
You hear that laughter? That's what you're going to hear on the night. You hear that laughter? That's what you're going to
It's really cringe.
hear on the night.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Tell me about Jake Paul in a YouTube world. Where is he at
right now? He is in a dangerous place. The risk for him is incredibly...
So what I love is that Gib doesn't react to that. Instead of reacting, he just goes, sorry, mate, I can't hear you. What did you say? Like, to Eddie. I love that.
For this fight. For me, I've got nothing to lose. Right now, I've gone in, I've trained as hard as I can, but Jake is...
So he's lost weight, he's gained boxing knowledge.
How bad do you want it, Gib?
How bad do I want it? I want it fucking really bad. That's why I train as hard as I can in Vegas.
Jake, are you done? Are you finished
Here we go.
This YouTube world? I mean, what are you here as? Are you a YouTuber? Are you a fighter?
Yeah, no, so, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur at the end of the day.
Okay.
When people
that didn't have a good reaction.
Talking about like views and stuff, I've been off the YouTube wave, but I have baker's dozen influencers in the space that I take a percentage of. Can
I just really, like, not to cut him off? There was an interesting conversation had on the Mini Minter and Randolph podcast where they were talking about the thing that makes you famous is the thing that you are. So I know that he got pretty famous from Vine. But to me, he is a YouTuber. And until that thing completely evaporates and he doesn't upload another YouTube video again, and then he starts working on other things which puts him fame up, then he becomes an entrepreneur. But for now, he's a YouTuber to me.
Company fulfills over 100.
I mean, you can be both. Don't forget.
Influencers in the game. To me, I kind of just can do what I want, and that's why I think
fair play.
Is what he doesn't understand.
That's the joy of YouTube.
Dangerous in the ring is because I'm choosing to do this. It's something I'm passionate about.
So he puts all his focus into it.
And I've been in training camp for the past 5 months, 2-a-days, nonstop. And there's a lot of course, there's a lot of pressure. Like, like Jake Paul has everything to lose, but
I think he's used to pressure.
Player.
Yeah.
And I've been in this situation before with Deji. Imagine if Deji would have beat me.
I think that is a slightly different thing just because he didn't train, but he was still in that situation. Like, it doesn't matter whether Deji trained or not. He was still in that situation.
I've been in this exact same position before, except the difference is I think that Deji is faster, a better athlete, and a better boxer than Gib. And when Vidal says earlier, he says, I haven't lost as a coach. That's false because you actually did train Deji as well for a period of 2 months before he switched over, but you did train him for the start of his boxing career. So, there's a lot of lies being told from their side.
Not a lie, because although he did train him, he didn't, I believe that he didn't train him for the majority of the time. He started training him, and I don't even know if it was training because Deji was hardly ever showing up. And then he quit, and then he did about 4 months of training with someone else. It's about who you go into the fight with, I reckon. I personally believe. If you go into the fight with Vidal and he loses, then fair play. He's lost. But if you start training someone and then he goes in and joins a different, coach and goes into a fight with a different coach, that's not on him.
I'm a game time player. Pressure creates diamonds. And tomorrow or 2 days from now, you will see the work that I put in.
I think
fair play. It's literally just let your talent and
some percentages,
whatever, just like prove it for you. No words are going to do much.
How big are your bollocks? That's the question we want to know.
Because
we don't want to see it now. I've just got a feeling. This guy's going to be like. How much do you want it, Jake?
So I wrote.
Eddie Hearn is even like feeling like he wants it more. Like Gib wants it more, and I think it comes back to the thing of I feel like he's just overlooking Gib. I feel like he really wants that fight against KSI. Like, to be honest, if you have a fight against someone, and if you beat that person, you come up against another person, someone that you've always wanted to fight. If you go into that training camp thinking, even like without the result, just thinking KSI. If you even think about that fight, if you even think about attempting, or facing KSI, then you're overlooking your opponent, and that's a dangerous thing.
Called "You Gotta Want It." It was Amazon Times bestseller. I have a tattoo right here that says "You Gotta Want It." I live my life by that motto, and I actually wanted to be a Navy SEAL before I moved to LA to pursue acting and stuff. And so that mentality, that killer mentality, the only easy day was yesterday. I want it more than anyone in this room combined. There is nothing that this guy can do mentally. Like he's talking about going to war. We can chop it up any single way, but the outcome will remain the same, and that is me winning.
I like that.
By knockout?
I like that. I really like that.
I will see how much heart he has. I think a lot of all I keep on hearing is there's something about this kid, or he's tough, or he's crazy. So, we'll see how far that takes him. I think it's only going 3 rounds. That Coach here thinks that as well.
Oh no! It's ruined it for you, lad. He's ruined it for you, lad. He's absolutely ruined it. And this is the thing that everyone was talking about. Chemistry, people. Chemistry is a big thing when it comes to boxing. If you and your coach don't have chemistry, get the fuck out of here. He's clearly been talking about this a little bit, okay? He's clearly been talking. He said, what's he said?
I think it's only going 3 rounds. That my coach here thinks that as well.
He's held up a number of different things. He's holding up. I swear he's only holding up 2 there.
I think it's only going 3 rounds.
Unless I'm being blind.
My coach here.
That's 2 fingers, bro. The thumb is slightly bent. That's like a that. Oh, if he's actually held up 2 fingers, that just shows. Chemistry's a big thing. And as I say, he's clearly been talking about this with his coach a fair bit. So if his coach still doesn't even know. Anyway, moving on. I did like the this bit.
I will see how much heart he on hearing is there's something
there's something about this kid, and he's mental, he's crazy, and then he's like, no matter what way you chop this up, no matter what you call him, no matter what way you think this fight will go, no matter what you think will happen in this fight, the outcome is the same. I win, which I really like.
It's tough.
I love that.
We're not measuring hearts here, so
I think it's safe to say they both have incredible passion.
I would go as far as to say that I have a bigger heart and I have more on the line. So I'm fighting in that ring with more on my back, and that to me is exciting.
You've mentioned this
like
isn't
that.
a one-off for you. It's something that you want to focus on and have more pro fights in.
This is sick, man.
The plan straight up beat Gib and then fight KSI. Is that what you want?
100%. That's what I mean by like this means so much to me. Is I'm here to avenge like.
Stop looking. Yeah, but you're here right now. Right now, you're here. Be here mentally, straight up. Because the second you even talk about KSI, you're overlooking your opponent. And as I say, it's a dangerous thing to do. It's a very dangerous thing to do. Okay? Like, straight up. I feel like most fighters in that situation would have, even if they believed it or not, would have been like, well, you know what? Straight up, we're focusing on this fight.
Paul name. And after I beat Gib, to me, he's a stepping stone. And then I'm going for KSI. And from there,
I like the confidence.
Who knows where the sport takes me, but I love it.
It's the difference between confidence and overlooking.
And I'm good at it, you know. I wouldn't just do something just to fucking do it.
Fair play.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you to the trainers.
Love that.
Paul against Anesongib.
Absolutely love
Thursday
that.
live on DAZN across America. Do not miss it. Last time out, we had a great undercard.
Okay, tell me what you think in the comments, right? But after seeing him, okay, like, you know, moving his fingers, you know, moving around, like, you know, hands from the top to the trousers, to the top, to the, you know, like constantly fidgeting, and seeing Gib there just like this, just like, and just answering questions. Like, sure, Jake answered them well and I like some of his answers, but like, even now where he's staring at him when Gib's just like this, just like posing for the camera, it's almost like he's overdoing it a little bit. Like he's trying to make people look like, think that, you know, he's super, super confident and there's not 1 ounce of him that's a little bit nervous. Because let's be honest, they probably are a little bit nervous, the both of them, because they haven't been in this kind of, maybe Jake has, but like this professional boxing limelight. He's still there. Oh, this looks so awkward. This looks so awkward. Shane Mosley is literally there like, okay, well, where do I put my... Sweet, well, there we are. That's the final press conference of the fight. That's nuts. Absolutely mental. So the fight goes down tomorrow. Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? No, Friday morning. So it will be a couple days. Okay, my camera's just ran out, so I'm going to do this with no face cam. So yeah, the fight is Friday for UK people. So it will be uploaded about 10 a.m. my reaction to it. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the weigh-in for tomorrow, which is going to be sick. I can't wait for it. So I'm going to come straight home, straight to the office from work and record that and get it up for you guys. But yeah, this is where we're going to end this video. If you did enjoy it, then please smash the like button. Comment what it is down below, subscribe, share the video around. I would love to get in a little community. And other than that, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.